you know, description of what they do if I don't get it correctly. Ladies, thank you very much for coming. It is exciting. Some of us have been wondering how to live healthy lives. Now there is urbanization. There is just call a taxi online, could pick you up. You don't have to struggle. And in that same light, Kenya as a whole has been fighting, you know, health matters, health concerns, taking away our leaders, and they're trying to get state-of-the-art machinery. They're trying to, you know, very many other things. But you guys are giving us a different answer, a different solution. But first, let me allow you to say something even as we start the interview. I'll start with, that is Paulette Mweni. Karibu sana, you want to say something as we start off?
Okay, hi.
Hi.
I'm Paulette Mweni, a Zumba instructor. Got my license in April, and I'm loving Zumba so far.
Awesome. Yeah. Congratulations.
Thank you.
And Philomena Ochola.
Yes.
Good to have you.
Thank you so much for having us. My name is Philomena Ochola. I am also a Zumba instructor. We did the course the same time with Paulette.
Amazing.
But I have been doing Zumba for, I think, 2-3 years before I decided, like, yeah, I should take it up and become an instructor.
Wow, now a lot of guys are looking at you and they're saying, but Anki said these ladies have amazing stories.
Yeah.
You got your license in April. You've been doing Zumba for about 4 to 3 years.
Yes.
So we'll start with Paulette Mweni's story. Before you got a license and before you actually decided, I want to be an instructor, something must have happened to you. Something that revealed that Zumba is not only some leisure or fun. Please share with the audience what this really was for you. Yes.
Yes, so mine started maybe when I started campus. So I was like bigger than this. And it was like it was a process for me. I was always trying to lose weight, trying like the easier methods like apple cider vinegar, lemon water in the morning, you know, like when you're avoiding to do the actual work. And then I found out that I actually downloaded Zumba videos without knowing. I just wanted to work out.
Okay.
And so like after class, I'd go home. Now this was in my 4th year. You know, like 3 years of trying to lose weight, all these other ways. So in my 4th year, I paid attention to these videos that I downloaded. I was like, oh, wow, so you can actually sweat when you're dancing. And like, this is Zumba. So I checked about it online, looked for classes near me. And then I was also wanting to move to Nairobi now after my school. So I started going to the classes that she was going.
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
That's the meeting point.
Yeah,
Okay.
true. MDA Studios at Valley Arcade. Yeah, so the trainer there was Nico Fiti. He actually met me when I was doing a trial class. It was actually like an interview. I had never done a class before.
Let me interject there. How big were you? How many kgs in pounds? How big are you? Just so the viewer can get exactly what we're talking about. When you met Nick.
I was 89 kgs. Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
So that's when you now said, you know what, Nick showed you. You want to talk about that?
He was like, when I did my demo, he was actually doing a class, but I started with the demo.
Okay.
So he was like, you can actually do Zumba. I think you love to dance. He gave me his card, and then he told me like I could come for his classes at MDA Studios whenever I'm free. So I made it a point whenever I was in Nairobi, because I wasn't living in Nairobi yet, to come for the classes. And then now my journey started. Then I got serious about it, and then it's been working for me. Yeah.
So this is not the you before.
No.
If only we had pictures of before.
There are
and
pictures.
after.
Check my Instagram.
How many kilograms did you lose?
Actually, it's a journey for me, so I want to surprise myself.
Oh,
yeah.
great.
So what I'm doing is just like if I feel better in my clothes, you know, there's a way your body will feel lighter. You know, like don't pay attention to the weighing scale. Sometimes it can bring you down. So just listen to your body.
Listen to your body.
Yeah.
Now, that is something that people did not, you know, pay attention to before, but now you are getting this, listen to your body. I want to go to Philomena Ochola. You have a very interesting story. Now, this is not all about losing weight, but this is you starting a journey and realizing that you have this chronic disease or a disease that is claiming lives. Of course, it has claimed lives of leaders in Kenya. You have seen the government also trying to bring in measures to kill cancer. You are a cancer survivor. And Zumba has come in handy. Please just share your story with us on the same.
I actually started Zumba before I knew I had cancer.
Okay.
I was working in Karen, and there's a Zine called Isaac. He has his classes in Bomas of Kenya on Mondays and Wednesdays. So he had come to where I was working and he was trying to showcase his classes. So I got interested because I've always loved dance and fitness. So I went to one of his classes. So his classes were only Monday and Wednesday. And he realized that I loved dancing. So I asked him, where else can I go where I can do this every day? And I was also overweight. I was eating a lot of junk, a lot of chips,
the current lifestyle,
water,
right now.
yes, the Kenyan Nairobi style of eating.
Yes.
And so he introduced me to Zumba na Josie. Josie is a Zen, she's in Prestige. On Tuesday and Thursday, I used to follow her. So I was doing Zumba every day apart from Friday. Okay. And that's when I realized I have a passion, and Josie started pushing me in front of the class, like, you can do this thing. But then she's one of the first people who noticed that my pouch was not going down. And she's like, we're doing so much exercises, Philo, and your stomach is not going down. What's the problem? So I decided to take it upon myself to kind of find out what the problem was. And also I was having very bad backaches and pelvic pain for a while. So I went to see a doctor, and they told me it was fibroids. But then they told me that we have to remove the fibroids and then your life will get back to what it was. At that point now I started also bleeding. So we did the surgery. They removed the uterus.
So you actually underwent the surgery to remove the fibroids? Yes. Okay.
They decided they're going to remove the uterus because the fibroids were all over the place. They couldn't save the uterus. So when they went in, they realized also I had one ovary had a cyst. So they removed one ovary and they removed the uterus. And I was like, okay, now I can go back to my lifestyle and go back to dancing. I had to stop for about 2 years, not doing any exercise or anything because of that condition. So unfortunately, even after the surgery, I still started bleeding. And my mom told me, no, I think let's go a notch higher. Let's see a proper doctor who can analyze. Because when they did the surgery, they told us to take the specimen to the lab, an histology report to be done to find out if it was cancerous. But they said it wasn't. So when this bleeding came back again, it was like, this is not normal. So we went and saw a doctor in Nairobi Hospital. We did a pap smear, and it came out that I had cancer stage 3A.
So this is stage 3 we're talking about. However, what I want to celebrate about this is it is through your Zumba classes that you get to realize there is something that is not right. So Zumba can actually help you identify something that is not right. Now let us pick up from there before we come down to why Zumba is very important, just to hear your story again.
Yes. So can you repeat your question again?
Yes, no, we're continuing with your story. I was just bringing the viewer up to speed that it was through your Zumba classes that you started realizing there was a problem that led you to this particular, checking and analysis. So now after you go to Nairobi Hospital.
Okay, so from Nairobi Hospital, the doctor decided that we have to start chemo immediately because that's an advanced stage of cancer. And we started doing chemo. And I remember I asked the doctor, can I go back and do Zumba while I'm doing chemo? And he told me for the first 3 cycles you can't because you'll bleed because Zumba is actually very vigorous. It's dance, so you're really moving a lot. So he was like, you have to back down a bit. So I was a little bit disappointed. I stayed home during the first 3 cycles. But the last 3 cycles, he gave me permission, and I started going to do Zumba. So I'll do chemo, leave the chemo session maybe at around 5. If I'm strong enough, I'll go to a Zumba class. And why I was doing that was because, first and foremost, Zumba is a stress buster. Like, it makes you forget what you've been through. It's really fun. It's like having a party, 1 hour of just party and easing up. So that's why I was doing that.
I like the smile on her face when she's talking about she could do chemo and still do Zumba. Now, you've mentioned one of the reasons why Zumba is not just partying. But if you check, you know, the statistics in Kenya, the youth today, the young people are suffering what we call depression. The pressure, the economic pressure, the unemployment, the graduates sitting back at home with papers. This is still pressure. And you're talking about the importance of Zumba. I just want to give this opportunity to Philomena to touch on the basic, you know, Zumba, and if this is cutting across all ages, the people who think if they have certain diseases, like you have said, Paulette, pardon me, you know, that you can still do chemo, but still you can give us the basics. Why is the Zumba, you know, something anyone can do? Why is it for everyone? Not pushing away any age, or does it have any limits? Please.
So first of all, Zumba is fun. Who doesn't want fun? Yeah. That basically covers it. And also, you see, in terms of, you've talked about the youth struggling with like depression. When you come have a good time, the other people also who are having a good time, you get to talk to them, you know, just socialize after class, before class. When you we shout a lot actually in our classes, you know, and then the stress goes, you know. So it's good also for people who are suffering from depression, That 1 hour does a lot, I swear. And then the second thing is like employment, We just paid for a training, 1-day training, and now we can go with it. We can do classes. Look for classes, do them. So, you know, no excuse. Just look for a Zumba training near you. It usually happens like every year, and then you can save towards it. You can have like small jobs and just save towards it. And you know, you can also like just be like self-employed from Zumba. And also it's also, you know, like older people who have problems like the lifestyle diseases. It's also good for them. Like it's Zumba Gold for the older people. It's specific Zumba Gold. Another thing also, if you have a trainer, an instructor, a Zumba instructor, they need to have these licenses specifically. Like someone who's training kids, Zumba for kids. Zumba, like older people, Zumba Gold, there's also like Zumba tuning where you have weights.
That's very, very important. Now it's open for everyone. Allow me to quote Mary Helen Bowers, who says, making fitness a priority will energize you, make you look and feel better, and help diffuse stress, just like you are saying. Let me go back to Ochola. Now, somebody is, you know, asking if Zumba is expensive. Some people have tagged this to rich people, the lifestyle. You're an instructor, and Kenyans say life is a bit, you know, the people in Kenya, the rich, are enjoying life better, are safer. How was it for you? Is it really true that Zumba is only for the rich people? Probably the youth would say classy people.
I would not say Zumba is for classy people. Zumba is for everyone. I think where that came from is because of where Zumba came from. Zumba is actually... it was started by a guy called Beto from Colombia, and it has different genres of music inside it: merengue, salsa, reggaeton, cumbia, you know. And so I think people tend to think when you hear that kind of genre of music, you kind of think, if you feel salsa, you think salsa is for the expensive kind of people, and that, I think that's where that ideology came from. But actually it's not. Like for me, I teach Zumba in Eastlands area. Yes, and I have classes there. I have like 3-4 classes, and my class gets full. So it's not for people in the upper area, let's say like Karen and all that. It is for everyone. And then also we use Zumba to get down, to go to the underprivileged people, you know. Yes, like for me, I have my support group, Symbol of Hope. It has cancer patients and cancer survivors. I use Zumba to help them make life at least bearable, or at least forget about what you're going through, you see. And it's something that it doesn't have to, you don't have to think of it as expensive. It is not. No, it's not expensive.
I like that you've made that very clear. You want to talk about the same, would you like to comment on that as well? Yes.
So recently someone actually asked me the same question. How do you get Zumba to know the ones who can't afford it?
Yes.
Because honestly, there are people who can't afford like a class. So we were thinking of a project, Zumba Mtani, where we can, I come from Ungwaro 46, So we are thinking of how we can take it now to now, like inside, like ndani ya mtaa, where like also like younger people can, you know, when they go for these classes, they'll also realize they're really good. And then now we can push them now to get a training where they're going to be certified instructors. And then now they can help the community, yeah. So Zumba Mtaani is what we're really thinking of. So right now we're trying to offer free classes, yeah. So we're really trying to get it,
to come out.
Actually, if you notice, even in our clip,
Yes.
me and Paulette work a lot with the young.
Amazing.
We actually do choreos with them, and we teach them, if you want to do a Zumba class, this is how you do it, you know, trying to guide them through. So that ideology of Zumba is expensive should not actually be there.
That is beautiful. I like the ladies in studio giving solutions to, you know, cases and health hazards or threats to lives of young people especially. And this is a generation we're trying to save. Now, just to give you a few facts and reports, the reports that cancer is a serious disease now indicate, and I will just quote the Nairobi governor, Mike Sonko, at some point, who said, right now, over 60 members of parliament are suffering cancer. Now, as leaders, he said, we need, I will quote, to strategize on the way forward on how we will deal with the disease. I'm quoting the governor, Mike Sonko, and he made the disclosure while addressing journalists at Lee Funeral Home in Nairobi following the death of Bomet Governor Dr. Joyce Laboso. Now, with this same, you know, attention and what shook the world, people have been looking for solutions. These ladies here have come up with a solution to detect early enough, to work with this depression, and also, if not the health, you know, the hospital, or the medicine, or the food you eat. How about exercise? Now, ladies, what is the future of exercise and fitness in the country? Do you feel, however, that the government is giving you full support in you know, pushing for health and fitness? I'll start with Mweni. The government, you've been following the country, the Big Four agenda. Do you feel they're really including the youth and sports and exercise fully as a country?
First, no, because I did sports science in school.
Oh, nice.
I did it in Laikipia University. It's also offered in KU, but it's so different, yeah. Like my class was actually the last class for sports science because there was no like enough resources, and it's a government school. So you see, like even from the schools, like the students who they're passionate about sports, but then if there are no resources, well, they wouldn't like explore and nurture their talent. So yeah, I don't really feel like the government is doing like much and like insisting that exercise is actually important, you know, because it is, and we can't like just turn a blind eye.
Yes.
You know, we need to like start in, and actually fitness is a lifestyle, you know.
Nice.
It's a lifestyle. It goes a long way. So as soon as you start, you know, it's better. Because it goes a long way, and you also get to touch people through that. Since I started my own fitness journey, my confidence is actually, you know, yeah.
Wow, so this even self-esteem and self-efficacy will be boosted all the way. Yeah. Now, as we close, Ochola,
Yes.
The CBC is here. You've seen memes around with, you know, children doing DJing and some, you know, lifting. I don't know if you've seen any interesting photos of the new CBC, the curriculum, competency-based curriculum.
Okay.
Do you feel that it is now giving a chance to exercise Zumba and so on and so forth?
I think it will, because before...
There is hope?
Yes, there is hope, because before there was nothing like fitness. It was just basically academics, and more academics. But now you see, with the new curriculum, you see children going out, doing a lot of like sweeping, you know, or getting into little forms of fitness, which is good. Which is really good. Another thing that I would like to support what Paulette is saying is that fitness has not been given so much audience. What is being given audience is football, rugby, and this. You see, and then fitness is being left like the last hope. Like if you didn't make it in school, now you can decide, okay, fine, let me go into fitness. At least I make a buck or two. But that is wrong. Fitness is actually something that can bring employment, bring good health, you know, boost your self-esteem. You can even see the youth, they like it. So I would really wish if the government would also up its take on making fitness be really known. Like things like Zumba, aerobics, you know, all that kind of thing should be formatted.
Thank you
Yeah.
so much, ladies. You are so eye-opening that I actually think after this I need to consider a Zumba class for myself.
We're waiting for you.
Two Zumba instructors.
How do people get to reach you? However, somebody's watching. I'll start with Paulette as we wrap up. How do we reach you, Paulette, and how do we reach Ochola here? I know you're freelancers,
Yes.
independent and certified.
Yes.
So we will start with you as we close, please.
On social media, my Instagram is Letty Chetty. And also, I'm usually based around Lavington and Ngong, Karen. Yeah, and mostly Methodist Resort Center. Yeah.
Nice. Good job. How do you find your Chola?
I am Philo Akinyi on Facebook. I am a Zumba instructor based in Eastlands, Donholm area. If you come to Greenspan Mall, you can get me there. You can get me on Soul Gym. And we can leave our numbers so people can call us. Yeah. We need corporate classes.
Oh wow, okay. So
we do team building.
Yeah, we do team building.
All right, so just take your number, and we close and come back with the latest in sports. Okay. So your number, please.
0717 567 269.
You want to say that again?
Yes, 0717 567 269.
All right, that's how you get Moini, and this is how you get Ochola.
Before I give my number, I want to say go to a class where there's a Zumba certified instructor, and we have 10-year anniversary coming up. Please come and join us, and let's make Zumba big. My number is 0726 094 252.
Thank you very much,
Thank
ladies,
you
for being
much.
youth who are vibrant and looking, up to have a very clean future. Thank you for building Kenya's health.
Thank you so
now,
much.
KUTV, even as we release our very amazing ladies, we take a very short break. We come back with more on sports.